Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today I have some great lights from our friends over at Hansshow. What these lights are more accent lights for your Cybertruck, because you already have accent lights in there, but they're pretty static, and you get to select one color. Well, these lights, on the other hand, not only add to that, but you're able to change the colors at will, and they also pulse to the music that's playing in the vehicle. So stick around, and I'll show you how to install these, show you how to work them. Look in the description below to see how you can get some great discounts on this product and other great Tesla products. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you back in just a moment. All right, so here we have the pieces that come in the box. It basically comes in two bags, these two bags right here. And what they are is, number one, you get a USB hub for the accent lights, because it's going to actually plug into the USB port in your glove compartment. And this is where it's going to get its power from. Well, as you know, your Century USB is in your glove compartment, and it's going to take up that space. So what they've provided here for you is another hub that works with your Century. So you'll be able to plug your Century into it with no problem. It still works, and have the accent light. As a bonus, might I add, keep in mind, you have to purchase this separately on the website if you were to get this on your own outside of this kit. I think it goes for about $30 to $50, somewhere in that neighborhood. But it allows you to have extra USB ports that plug into your glove compartment. But in any case, this is how we're getting our power. Now, the other pieces that we have, there are just a few of them. If you guys watch the channel at all, then you know what this is. This is a trim removal tool. We're going to use this just to remove one of our trims. It's not a big deal, promise. But it allows us to run the wire a little bit easier. I will say that it's not required to do it, but it's highly recommended that you do it. The next thing you have is the light strip itself. The light strip itself has a plug which goes into another wire, and this thing is going to eventually just get glued to your dash. The red double-sided tape that comes in here, right here, they give you a generous amount of it just in case you happen to mess up. But it's going to go on the back of the accent strip, and we're just going to tape it in there, and that's all there is to it. Now, I will say that there's two other pieces I have not mentioned yet. This one goes in line with the USB of the accent lights, and this is what actually listens to the sound that's going to be coming through your glove compartment so that the lights can go with the beat of the music. So that's how it picks up the music. And you can see there's a couple of USB pieces on that. And last but not least, you have the connector USB that connects the accent lights through the sound detector, the microphone. And really, this is the controller for the lights. Now, once again, if you guys have watched the channel at all, you'll know that when I receive these products, they don't always come with a lot of instructions, or the instructions are kind of, well, let's just say they have some gray areas to them. And this is definitely the case with these instructions, because while you get this lovely instruction sheet, which takes you to a website to download the instruction manual and the instructional video on how to install this, which are all well and good, what is not mentioned is that these accent lights require an application in order to work. Well, there's no mention of the application anywhere in the instructions, unfortunately. The only place you can find the app is right here. And if you look closely on this USB dongle, there is a QR code. The QR code takes you to the app in order to download it. So it's not as simple as going to the App Store and downloading it. You need this QR code to get a copy of the app, download it, and that's what's going to work with this app. Additionally, if I flip this USB dongle over, you also see a power button and a USB button. The USB button you can't really press. but the power button does work. So sometimes if you have trouble getting it connected, just recycle that power button and it will work. But most importantly, this QR code is extremely important because without it, your lights are not going to really work the way you want them to work. And quite frankly, we're going to get more into this a little bit later as to how the app actually works, because I think that's where the lion's share of the learning comes in here. The actual install on this is pretty easy, believe it or not. This is going to be where your heartburn is going to lie, truth be told. So tell you what, let's go ahead and get this sorted out, get it together, and let's start getting it installed. Oh man, this is a little dinky thing. Hold on. I'm gonna have to get my real tools out here in a moment. Okay, let's take that out. And we're gonna run this. Let's see, here's what they don't talk about in the video. You actually have to take this panel off right here. You just pry it off. But they don't talk about going between here like this to get the wire through. And lots of different ways we can do this. Hang on. We're going to wind up going to it eventually just like that. And we're going to wind up hiding this. Well, that's why this thing is so thin. It's going to go right back here just like that. Oh, yeah, that fits real nice. Look at that. And that's where it's going to go. So all we need to do is apply our double-sided tape to this now that we have the wire in there, and stick it on there. That's all we're going to do. But as I was saying before, you have to take this panel that's on the side of the Cybertruck off. It just pries off of there. Use the pry tool to take it off. Then, you just use a little pressure between your thumb and forefinger to move it aside. And then there's a little gap back here that you can press the wire into. And that's how I got it back there. So the wire is nice and hidden. Nobody's going to be able to see it back there. Did it cause a little bit of a gap? Maybe that you barely noticed back there, maybe. But I think it's worth it, truth be told. If you have not been comfortable taking this off, trust me when I say it's very easy. It just pops right off, so you can absolutely do it. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 2, maybe. So let's get our adhesive stripping. Let's get it on there. I'm just cleaning where the adhesive got to go with a microfiber cloth. Just make sure all the dirt and dust is off of there so that the adhesive can actually hold. I'm going to go ahead and open my bag with the red double-sided tape on it. I'm going to take that out, and we're going to apply it to our light strip. Keep in mind, this light strip is only going to go in here one way, as the wire's on one side. Make sure you have the wire on the glove box side. And we're going to lay it down on our strip first. Now we're just going to run it along our light strip. All right, so here we go. Got the red tape installing onto the light bar itself. And we're just lining it up. All right, so here we go. Got the red tape installing onto the light bar itself. And we're just lining it up. Just take time. You know, it's amazing it doesn't come in the box with it already on there. I can't tell you how many products I have installed with this familiar red double-sided tape. Note to self, keep fingers off of tape. And there we are, we've reached the end. I'll go ahead and cut out tape. Oh yeah, don't ever trust me with scissors and anything dealing with a light bar. It doesn't turn out very well. Yeah, see how things went on the Model 3 last time I did this. We're just going to cut that. Boom. We now have a light strip with the red double-sided tape on it. So what we're going to do next is just, well, peel the tape and stick it on there. Let's get to it. This is probably the hardest part of this job right here. All right, so I got the red tape started here. It's a bit of a pain in the backside, but now I got it started. I can just go ahead and then start peeling it away. But you know what I'm going to do? Instead of peeling the whole thing off, I think I'm going to go to the other side and start putting this on here so no dirt gets on here. All right, so here we are. I'm going to put this in here just like this. And it's going to go in here just, sticky. And it's going up right underneath the dash. A little bit further along. Seems to be going up pretty well. No hiccups. Oh, be careful. I don't want to get it on the Alcantara because it will not stick to the Alcantara. See what I mean? Let's get in on the Alcantara. It won't stick to the Alcantara very well, so you got to make sure you get behind it. And there we go. And that's in. Make sure our wires are hidden. And here's what we're going to do with this one. We're going to take this and we're going to open our glove box. And we are going to run it straight into the glove box. Just like this. In fact, I may take some of this wire and coil it up. And I may put down in my pillar there. Because there's going to be a lot of wires down in here. Let's do this. Then if I need some more, I'll pull on it. So I may put the bulk of the wires down in here. And that's all going to be hidden back in there. All right, so as I said before, this is the part that's going to plug into your USB port. This, the controller wire, is going to plug into the actual accent bar wire. There's a mark here where you line up. There are a couple of arrows. If you can see the arrows there, they line up and you just push them together. Just like that, and that's together. So those are now done. You press the controller into this USB extender, just like this. Boom, done. And last but not least, you take your USB cable, take your Sentry out, and we're going to use our USB-C hub. You're actually going to plug the USB-C from the microphone for the accent lights. You're going to plug that into the USB-C port, just like that. Then you're going to take the hub and you're going to plug that into the end of that, like this. Now you can take your Sentry and you can plug it in there as well, like that. And now you can take your controller and plug it in. So as you can see, there's going to be quite the amount of wiring in here. And like I said, this is the microphone. You can peel this off and stick it to the inside of the drawer if you want to. All right, so it's up to you whether or not you take this wire. You can put it into this trim if you want to, or put it into your glove box, wrap it up. I would use a tie wrap and clean it up and put it in your drawer so that you have room. Either way, on the upside, this makes your Century a whole lot more accessible if you ever need to get to it, truth be told. And this will go just like this. And now this just lies in your glove box. And like I said, there are other ways for us to organize this a little bit better, and I'll get to that a little bit later. I'll work on that another time. But for now, let's go ahead and close this up. And we're gonna put our trim piece back in place. To put it back in place, you just can squeeze it, just like that, and it will go back. Squeeze it, and it's just gonna pop back in place, just like this. The other thing you wanna remember to do, take your weather stripping and just put the weather stripping back on top, just like that. Boom, just like that. And just like that, it's installed. So that was the hard part of actually installing the product. Now comes the second part, and this one's not so easy. It's going to be the application, and I'll show you why. All right, I've downloaded the application onto my phone with the QR code that we used earlier, and here it is that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to show you how to do this, okay? So once you have it connected, you've got to connect via Bluetooth to the light. You're actually going to see the connection, and once you connect it, you'll be able to use the app, and then you can change it just by pressing the different colors on the app. The name of it is XLBT. So you got to go up here to where it says My Devices, and this is where you connect to the strip at. Once you're connected, you should be, yep, there it goes. You got to make sure that it's connected in the upper left-hand corner here in order to make sure that's connected. Now we have full control over the light bars. These are the different modes that you can use. You can even change the sensitivity of the mic. Now, if you've noticed, I have external mic selected on my screen. It goes between phone mic and external mic. I can swap between the two and it'll listen through my phone, but since we hooked up the external mic inside our glove box, we have it set to that. That's what it's using for the sound. You can also utilize the songs from your phone, or it can listen to what's going on in your vehicle, and it'll use the external mic for that. So the app is absolutely needed to make this happen. There's no way around it. Unfortunately, there's no way to control it through the screen. So you got to have the app running in order for it to work. You can change the mic sensitivity by going left and right. You can change the different types of layouts that you want for the lighting by pushing these different buttons. So that's one way to do it. The other way to do it, you can go to music on the app, and you can play music that you have on your phone directly from the app as well, and it'll work. I don't really like that way. I don't like having my music all over the place, things of that nature. Then you have the style. You can, when you're just rolling along, this is what it's going to do when you're not playing music. Yeah, so I really like the lights from Hansshow here. Accent lights look really great, and I really like the way they light up the dash, and they add more ambiance to the Cybertruck. But just know that it's not going to work straight out of the box with the music. It will work. It's going to be a red light, but in order to actually change the light, you have to use the app. There's no other way to do it. The app is not the most friendly thing in the world, but once you get used to it, and once you start using it a few times, you do kind of get used to it. And especially when you set it up with the music, the lights work really, really well. And I think it's absolutely worth putting in here to make it look like this. So it looks really high end once you get it installed. So with that caveat in mind, just remember that after you install the lights, you're going to have to install this app and work through the app. Hopefully one day it could be put into the rest of the system, but we never know. So we'll see. Well, I really hope that you enjoyed the accent lights. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. Don't forget to look in the description below to see how you can get the discount on these particular lights and other Tesla accessories. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Peace.